have a lot of shit because they're homeless. And the government didn't do anything.
Hundreds of people have come to protest the injunction against San Francisco, which basically says that if you come to San Francisco and you want to pitch a tent, you can refuse shelter or housing and just keep your tent on a residential sidewalk, which makes no city in the country has that law. But the court, so the Ninth Circuit, we're at the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeal. They're going to hear the case in about a few minutes, whether to overturn that injunction.
The city has just been deteriorating. I've been living here since 1979, over 44 years, and it has never been this bad before. We've never seen this much homelessness, and it needs to be cleared out.
Save our streets! Save our city! Save our city!
So I started off in a homeless shelter for about a good 6 years. Then my family and I moved into a motel. We lived there for plus years, so entirely, if we add all together, it was 20 years homeless. And then about a year and a half ago, I finally did any job I could, moved out here to San Francisco, and seeing how bad it is when it comes to homelessness, and I've had enough of it.
This judge who's doing this injunction, she does not understand what we have to go through. We work our butts off to get where we are, to have a place to live, to have a roof over our heads, and we pay so much taxes for the homeless people, and there's been billions of dollars put into helping the homeless, and the problem just gets worse and worse, and we're just tired of it.
I believe San Francisco right now is more dangerous than Caracas, Venezuela, my city. Because in Venezuela, in Caracas, you are trained that they're going to steal something from you. So you don't carry anything of luxury or anything expensive, and you are kind of safe. But here, because of the issue with the drug addiction, you are not safe. Anybody can attack you for no apparent reason.
Save our city! Save our city! Save our city!
People are living in tents all over the city. I live on the west side of the city in the Richmond district, and people are living on the medians. They are living on the sidewalks. That is no way to live, and we can do so much better. Over the past 20 years, San Francisco has been running in a direction that is not reflective of the people who live here. This mayor is being hamstrung by a board of supervisors driven by a dated political ideology.
A lot of people, mostly I'd say property owners or people that are politically more right-leaning and conservative, they just want to sweep them away, and they advocate for the cops to come in. Even if there is not housing available to offer them, they're in favor of just putting them in jail.
And then you and the rest of these clowns come out here and want to protest and talk about, we got it. Wait a minute. Get off your ass. Talk to the homeless person. Find out what they want. Then take it to the mayor and get that Miss Thing off her ass and tell her to clean the city up. And if she can't do it, vote her ass out of here and put somebody in there who can.
The city passed a budget to fund homelessness services, but they have not funded it. They have not put money into affordable housing. And to think that the mayor wants to resolve the homelessness issue in the Ninth Circuit before a panel of judges is ridiculous. It does not resolve any of the issues facing the city.
These people, they just want to sweep them away out of their neighborhood, off their doorstep, and out of sight. But there's nowhere for them to go.
There's a lot of people here that aren't homeless, but they actually have a place to go. Back to their family house, back to the friend house. They made a choice to be homeless.
The driving issue is two things. One, there are people who are actually homeless because they can't afford the rent in the city, and there are people who are drug addicted who cannot even have a stable life.
Drugs is driving that choice because they know what they can do here in San Francisco on the streets, they can't be at home. I have a lot of people that I work with, and their parents are really actually ready to accept them back home in the house, but they know they can't use drugs at home. So they decide to be in the streets.
Are you opposed to the arresting of drug dealers as well?
We do not believe it. I oppose arresting drug addicts from the streets. It has not resolved the issue. Not a single one of them have received health care and jailhouse services.
I meant the dealer stuff.
Well, we're focused on the homelessness issue today.
We have a mayor that wants to do her job, that is being kept from doing the job that we've elected her to do by the Board of Supervisors, that is completely adversarial, and by activist judges who are totally out of touch with the people who are living in San Francisco.
What San Francisco is doing wrong is we're funding the people who want to keep up the homelessness. We are funding the very people who have a financial incentive to keep up the problem.
There's a big coalition on nonprofits that support the homeless people, and they invite them to come. There are a lot of homeless people that come from out of state. They're not even from California. They're not from San Francisco. They come here to do more drugs, sell drugs, buy drugs, and come here and die on our streets. It's not right. They don't need to be coming here. They need to stay where they're at and take care of themselves. Get sobered up, get housing, whatever they need to do. It is not right to put the burden on the people who work hard for what we have to put over our heads.
We need to move money away from them, and if we're going to go with the words defund the homelessness coalition and actually put money into building shelters wherever we can, however we can, and people are going to like this, but forcing people to go into shelters.
I think both groups out here don't want to just have cops come in and throw people in jail. That's not the answer. The answer is to get people help. So we need to actually new mental health facilities, and we need drug treatment facilities to get these people help.
I think we all agree on one thing. You know, we want to have people off the streets. But where are we going to put them? They have to go somewhere where they're offered humane housing and services, and not in jail, and not just in somebody else's neighborhood or somebody else's city.
If you're here and you say you're homeless, we'll give you a home. If you don't, if you choose to stay on the streets, well then we're going to put you in the home. Simple as that.
They might not be asking for help because they're under influence of drugs or they have a mental health issue, but it's our duty as citizens. We just can't leave them dying on the street. That's totally wrong.
This misery is unacceptable. We need to be able to hold the people who are elected by us accountable and not be held hostage at the hands of activist judges by this injunction.
This injunction has let the city deteriorate. And the only way the city can start fixing on some of the solutions is lift the injunction. Because you have people that's turning down housing, you have people that's turning down shelters. I have a guy that accepted a hotel room, but he stayed there for one day and went back to the streets on a tent.